are now listening to Lower Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Ha. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lower Road Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lower Road Radio.
Let's get it.
What?
At Tanagra when the walls fell. This is Dano. He's coming at you another time for Loud Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason. How you doing today?
I already don't like any of this. So
what are you talking about?
Stop. Stop. We seriously might just have to stop.
This is the
start over.
What you are witnessing. I don't know. Can you witness something with your ears?
Well, ask a blind guy.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't think you can witness with your ears.
If he's called to court to testify
witness.
as a witness because he heard something happen.
I don't think he witnessed anything. I think witnessing implies
No,
seeing.
I'm pretty sure you can witness by listening.
Either way, what you are listening to right now is the perfect.
Listen, what you are experiencing right now.
What you're experiencing right now is the perfect confluence of events just to make you, in particular, Jason, just very frustrated, nervous.
I'm already frustrated and nervous.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So explain to the listener why you're frustrated and nervous.
So we come into the studio tonight.
Like we do every day.
We've got mics, we got cables.
Most people don't know we record 7 episodes a week, but only one makes the cut.
It's the best one, oddly enough. Mm-hmm. So nobody ever wants
There's
those
lots
other
of other episodes out there that just don't make the cut, but one a week makes the cut. So every day we come into the studio and we set up anew, fresh every time.
And somebody stole a mic stand.
Yeah, we are without a mic stand.
We have one mic stand. We normally have 2.
So I graciously gave you the mic stand.
Here's the problem. You're holding it. You're holding the other mic without a mic stand.
Yeah.
And you're wildly waving it through the air.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've also got the, see, this bothers me too. You got the cord wrapped around.
Yeah, that's how I hold it.
Yeah, I feel like that connection's going to like wiggle.
That makes it better because if it's like this, then then it's
oh my gosh. Like, it hurts me already.
I know, but that's good. It puts me at an advantage.
No, it doesn't. It's going to sound awful because you get close to the mic and you get far away from the mic.
Listen, I'm pretty good on mic, all right? This isn't my first rodeo.
You're no Dave Kamenetti.
Well, who is? What are we talking about? So, Jason, it is November. It's cold outside.
Yes.
Winter has hit, and we are snuggled in. We lit the fire in the Lower Road. This is the first.
It's a little
this
toasty.
Is the first day that we've lit the fire in the studio. So
is this the first time we've recorded in the winter in this studio? Were we in the other studio?
Yeah, I think we've recorded in this studio
because in the previous one it was freezing.
Yes, it was often very cold.
You had to wear your Carhartts and winter gloves, and it was awful.
It's pretty comfy in here right now.
Yeah, it's not bad. I wore extra clothing, being prepared to be cold.
I'm ready for the cold. It's cold and it's dark because the time change just happened.
Yeah,
and so it's a little colder because the cold weather, and now it's dark. My son told me before we left today, it was 5 o'clock and pitch black outside. He's like, I thought I was going to like the darkness at night, but I don't. I just don't like it. So
I don't mind it. I do wish they would just give us daylight savings year round.
I'm anti-time change. Actually, what I wish
they just give it to us daylight savings year round.
What do you mean?
Like, don't fall back. Just spring forward. Just having the extra hour of light at the end. Don't ever bring it back. Just keep it forward. So right now we are on
every year we just keep on going forward. Then
no.
Like in 3 years we'll be 3 hours ahead.
No. We will spring forward in the spring
as you
and
do.
Never fall back. And never spring forward again.
Oh, so we do it one more time.
One more time,
done.
spring forward, and we're done.
I'm for that.
Yes.
I'd actually like to fall back like once a month, just because I like that feeling.
Like the time would never be the same.
Just keep on falling me back. Just keep on giving me another hour. It's kind of like debt for time. You know what I mean? Like you can't pay it back. You know what I mean? And you just keep on going in debt.
It would mess everybody up. Eventually, you'd be going to work at midnight.
Well, it's what I want. So we are ready. I've got my coffee in front of me. my McCafe. I think I purchased.
Why is it in a yellow cup?
It's Christmas time. This is their their winter cup.
Okay.
I purchased this about 9 o'clock this morning.
Is it still lukewarm?
It's cold, but it's pretty
good.
smooth.
Yeah.
It's not bad
I
taste-wise.
like hot coffee.
I prefer hot coffee, too. I wish it was hot.
Okay, I need to explain something. Before we get...
I feel like we might be rambling.
You are rambling. I need to explain something before we go any further. Speaking of rambling, I spoke to our good friend, my good friend. You've never met him. His name's Scott.
I don't know Scott.
You don't know Scott. Scott's Gideon's baseball coach. He recently started listening to the show, and we had a conversation. And in this conversation, he starts telling me, I'm looking forward to the, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And he starts explaining it to me. He said, well, you said you're going to talk about it on the next show. And I said, well, listen. I said,
no. Yeah, he has not listened to the show for long, has he?
No, and I realized at that moment, I didn't explain to him at the time, but
yeah.
We have not talked about the Trail of Broken Promises in a while.
Yes, so the show walks the Trail of Broken Promises.
Yes.
If you listen to the show, you're walking it with us. And on the Trail of Broken Promises is everything that we ever said we're going to talk about.
And left behind.
And immediately, the moment we press stop on the podcast, we
It's
forget
gone.
that we
Yeah.
ever said it.
Gone forever.
And the chances of us talking about it are next to nothing. So that is an important listener tip.
Yes.
Is that if you're listening to the show, never get excited about what we say we're going to talk about, because there's pretty much a guarantee that it's not going to happen.
Yeah, if you're playing Laura Road Bingo, as a
Now, I will
party
say,
game, yeah.
that if somebody wants to write into the show on the Facebook page, something like that, if they want to post on the page and say, hey, will you talk about fill in the blank, or hey, make sure that you talk about.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Then it'll happen.
Well,
but
most likely.
But we're not taking notes here or anything like that.
No.
So I used to have show notes a long time ago, but I gave that up. So along the Trail of Broken Promises.
Scott did say, as a positive,
okay,
that we have excellent radio voices.
Really?
Yeah.
And excellent radio faces as well. I've always said that.
Then why are faces on the album of the show?
Yeah, I don't know. There is something about, though, you really want to know what a person looks like that you're listening to.
Okay.
I listen to podcasts a lot, and if they ever have a guest on that I don't know, I immediately stop what I'm doing and pull up Google because I want to know what they look like.
Because it changes. Like,
I don't
you're
know.
basing on their appearance whether they're smart or
No,
not.
I'm just interested. It gives me a face to put with the voice.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
Yeah, you're rolling around in your chair. You're not stationary.
No,
This
but
bothers me.
my elbow is anchored on the chair as it moves.
I see that. It's just so you're all over the place.
I think this is a good thing for me. So
I'm willing to switch right now.
No, I don't want to switch. This is good. Look, I can move around.
Stop.
Look, my elbow is anchored.
Listen, it's not
I'm
good
not
for
moving.
me. This is a Jason problem. I can't stand watching you wiggle and waggle.
I'm a wiggler. I'm a waggler. That's what I do.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. All right, Jason, 3 things every week that we have to talk about. What is your first thing?
I've got a geography quiz for you.
Geography. I don't know that much about rocks, but I'll give it my best guess.
Okay. Name for me 2 countries. I've got a list of like 10 things here.
Oh, okay.
Name for me 2 countries that sit on 2 different continents.
Russia?
Russia is one of them. There's like 3 or 4 others, but I'm just asking for 2.
You're just asking for 2.
Yeah. I'm trying to give it to you easy. There's
Colombia?
5. No.
Yeah, because that's
Colombia's
just
South
in one
America.
continent. Well, it's on the border, so I'm just trying to think.
Colombia's not on the border. Are you crazy? In South America?
It's on the northernmost border of South America.
Panama connects North and South America.
Panama is in Central America. It is the
Which is not a continent. Central America is not a continent.
Well, it's in
part of North America.
Yeah, so Panama is the southernmost part of North America.
Just stop. That's not even
Colombia
close.
is the
No.
northernmost part of South America. It's true.
Well, listen, it's not on 2
okay,
different continents.
Russia. I got the one.
You got
Greenland.
Russia. No. No.
Antarctica.
No.
Indonesia.
No.
I got nothing.
Turkey.
Okay.
That's a good one.
All right.
Georgia. That's one of the newer countries.
Really?
Like we didn't grow up thinking Georgia was a real country.
So like Georgia, like the Bulldogs are in one country and like Georgia Tech is in another.
Yeah. Georgia
Okay.
the country. And then like Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan.
Oh man, you've never reminded me
Yeah.
more of our father than when
Okay,
you try
so
to
that's
pronounce.
a couple. Okay, another one. Where is the Statue of Liberty located?
Something Island.
Yes.
Shoot. This is gonna kill me. I forget. What is it?
Liberty Island.
Oh, is it Liberty Island?
It is Liberty Island.
I was trying to think of the name.
Ellis Island is
Ellis,
the
I
one.
was
Yeah,
thinking
but
of
it's
Ellis.
not. Most people think it is. It's not. It's on Liberty Island.
because it's its own thing.
And did you know that
Maybe.
Liberty Island is in New Jersey waters? It's actually closer to New Jersey than it is to New York.
Really?
Yes. Technically, the Statue of Liberty could be considered to be part of New Jersey.
I'm going to assume that these geology facts get more interesting as they go along.
No, not really.
Okay, all right.
What is the longest river in the world?
The Amazon.
Correct.
Because most people think it's the Nile, but it's not.
That's
I
right.
did know that one.
That's a tricky one. It's actually really, really close. They're really,
Well.
really close. What is the longest river in the United States?
The Missouri.
Correct.
Yeah.
That, I didn't think you would get that one.
Yep.
That's pretty good. It's actually 139 miles longer than the Mississippi. Mm-hmm. What is the easternmost state?
The easternmost state.
Correct. What is the easternmost state in the United States? The easternmost state.
Gosh. I mean, my knee-jerk reaction was Maine, but because the questions that you're asking me are not initially... so I will say that it's like a fluky thing and it's Florida.
Alaska.
Oh, well, stop.
Listen, the Aleutian Islands go so far west that they actually cross the 180th median,
Okay.
which puts it in the eastern
That doesn't
longitude.
count.
It does count.
No.
It's the most eastern state. What is the most southern state?
Hawaii?
Correct.
Okay.
What state has the most coastline or beachfront?
The most coastline, Alaska.
Correct. Alaska. See, that most people wouldn't catch that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Most people would say Florida.
Sure.
I only have two more left here.
Darn
Which
it.
state has the fewest number of residents, the smallest population?
I'll say Wyoming.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, you lived in Montana.
Yeah, I know that
Right.
area. Yeah.
Once again, most people, I think I would have said Alaska.
Yeah.
It's third least. Vermont is second least. Last one. What country has the largest landmass?
What country has the largest land mass?
Yes.
Boy, you want to say China right off the bat, or Russia. Actually, Russia would be my guess. But once again, all of these questions, they make you feel like, I mean, it might be the United States because Alaska is so big that you just don't realize it. I'll say the United States.
It's actually Russia.
Is it Russia?
By a long
Okay.
shot. It's
Oh,
actually
okay.
twice as big as Canada, which is second.
Well, so I thought it was Russia in my defense.
should have said it.
But I was second guessing myself because they're tricky questions. I think I did pretty good.
No, you did better than I thought you would.
Yeah. Well, I'm a
So
student
congratulations.
of things. All right, Jason.
Did I say geology or geography?
What? All right. I got a question for you.
Yes.
We don't have to belabor this point, but I was thinking about phone etiquette, and I just want to get your opinion on this. In this new world that we're living in over the last 20 years, when everyone has a cell phone, everything's different, and there are rules that are being made, unspoken rules, things that people assume
Unwritten rules.
that are unwritten, unspoken, acted out, and actually, I guess they are acted out. Anyway, phone etiquette. Here's my question: if I see that I missed a call from you, but you didn't leave a message or text to me, am I obligated to call you back?
100% no.
So when you call someone and they don't answer, you don't have the thought of, well, they will see that they missed my call and they'll call me back.
So, for instance, 2 days ago, I called Dad. Mm-hmm. I don't even remember the conversation, but I was going to tell him something. And he didn't pick up. Oh, I remember. I was actually down in Columbus. I wanted to see if he wanted to stop and grab a bite to eat because I knew I was going to be like right around the corner from where he was. Well, he didn't pick up. I didn't leave a message. I didn't text. Mm-hmm. I did not expect a call back
Yeah.
because I did not reach out any other way.
So you feel like that's the way it is?
Yeah, listen, that's the way I operate. I think that's completely appropriate.
Because I realized that
Well, here's the thing. Okay, think about this for a minute, though. If I call you and I did not leave a voicemail and I did not text you,
right,
how would you to even assume that I actually called? For instance, if you have a landline in your house and I call and I don't leave a message,
right,
you're not calling back
well,
on
I think
that.
there's an assumption now that everyone is working on the same operating systems in which that I can see that, it's you that called me, and I get a notification that says you missed a call from Jason.
Yeah, some people don't have that. But
I think there are some people in my life that I definitely can almost bank on the fact that they will call me back. Like, because I realized this because I made a call the other day. They didn't answer, and Erica said, "Did you leave a message?" I said, "No, they'll see that I called and they'll call me back."
Right.
And I don't know. That's what they did. So, but then I thought, are most people assuming that?
Well, I would say this: if it's important, then yes. So, okay, I also think you need to know the audience. If our grandma called us and didn't leave a message, I think I would call back,
right,
or text.
Yeah.
Hey, Hey, I saw I missed a call. Is everything okay?
Right.
You know the audience. You know who's calling or trying to text you.
Right.
I think that does make a difference. If I call you, no way you're calling me back. Even if I text or leave a voicemail, you're still not calling me back.
Yeah. I feel like sitcoms today have a lot more to overcome because a lot of the confusion that happened in sitcoms back in the old days.
It's all based around phone calls.
Was based around phone calls, not receiving phone calls, answering machines that you had to clear off because you left a message that you were nervous about.
Or it fell off and it deleted accidentally off the counter.
There was a lot of phone call situations that when you're watching these old comedies, you're like, this could have been easily handled if they had a cell phone. Not just comedies, even dramas too. You get yourself in a tight, sticky situation.
Well, just yesterday, I was watching Dumb and Dumber with Harrison. I have not seen Dumb and Dumber in 20 years.
Holds up.
Well, I don't know about that. But it's the first time he's ever seen it.
Okay.
And so I was introducing it to him. Shelby wasn't around. I'm like, this is our chance.
Yeah.
Shelby hates this movie. Are you interested in watching it? And he's like, well, what? He goes, well, what is it funny? I'm like, well, it's like kind of slapstick.
Yeah.
He goes, what's slapstick? I'm like, let's just watch it.
Yeah.
You'll like it. It's junior high humor is what it is.
Get off the phone.
So that's the...
Do you know what I could do to you?
The phone booth.
Oh, he made me mad. I must like it.
He's on a phone booth and he knocks a guy out. And so like even that, the drama around the phone booth.
Right. Like I want that phone.
Like, I need to make a phone call, and I need to get on this phone.
So I was thinking the other day, you and I, in high school, I don't think I could drive yet at this point. I think you were the one doing the driving. And we went to hang out with some friends in Columbus.
Yes.
And they were older, but they were, like, we weren't out drinking. We weren't out doing stuff we party and stuff we shouldn't do.
We were actually at TJ's, which is kind of like Denny's.
Yeah, hanging out with some college friends from church.
Yeah.
So it's a very wholesome, good situation. Our parents are happy that, we would spend time with them. It's not like, oh, bad influence or what are you doing? And we live about an hour away from Columbus, give or take. And I believe that night, our father, aforementioned, said, be home by midnight. Be home by midnight. Okay, we'll be home by midnight. No cell phones. Right?
No.
So today...
no cell phones, no pagers, nothing. There's no way to get a hold of us.
So in today's situation, if I told my son, be home by midnight, and he was in Columbus, I would look at my phone at 11:15 and see where he's at. And
you could find my phone.
Yeah, he wouldn't even have to call or text.
Right.
And I would see at 11:15 that he hasn't left, and there's no way he's going to get here by midnight. And then I would text him, and I would say, what's up? Or I would call him and be like, why aren't you coming?
Right.
The whole situation would have been, negated. Well... Obviously not the situation in 1995 or whenever it is. So we are. Was it TJ's? For some reason I thought it was at Denny's, but was it?
No,
TJ's?
It was TJ's.
Okay, so we're hanging out, doing different stuff, running around. Maybe we saw a movie, and then we go to TJ's, which is like a Denny's, like a Waffle House kind of a thing. And I said, I think it's getting late. And I said, Jason, do you know what time it is? And there was a guy walking by with a watch. You got to understand.
Once again, there's no phones. We don't know what time it is.
We don't know what time it is. And we don't wear watches. So a guy, excuse me, sir, what time? Could you tell me what time it is? He says it's 2:00.
Yeah.
We're in Columbus. We're supposed to be home at midnight.
An hour away.
Now, I put myself in our dad's situation.
Oh, I would have been furious.
I would have been. Well, I've been worried sick.
Yes.
First of all, like and how am I going to get a hold of these people? They're just out running around. Nobody's got a cell phone.
Right.
I mean, I might call a couple people's houses. Hey, has Dave come home?
Right.
Or, to try to figure that stuff out. But that's about the most you can do. And so it's 2:00 in the morning. You and I are an hour away from home. We're already 2 hours late. If we walked in the door now, we'd be in trouble. So you tell me there's a phone booth over there, and you say you call Dad. You call home, right? Okay. So obviously it was understood that this information would be received better from the younger one. So I, get a dime out, whatever it cost. And Dad picks up halfway through the first ring. Right? So he's sitting by the phone.
Right.
Worried, I'm sure.
Yes.
Hello? Like it wasn't like, hello? You know what I mean? It was like a very calm hello. I was like, hey, Dad, what's up? How's it going? Yeah. So Jason and I were in Columbus, and honestly, it feels like it's a little late. I'm not gonna lie, Dad. We don't have a watch. We don't. What time is it right now? And his response was, "Come home now."
Yeah.
Leave now. Come home now. Okay. All right. Well, we'll be home real soon. So we drove home. We get home at 3 a.m.
Right.
And walk in the house, and there's one light on in the house. It's a light in the kitchen that goes up and down. It's sitting above the Bible that our dad is reading when we walk in. I don't even think he said anything to us when we walked in.
No,
I think
he
he
did not.
got up and went to bed.
No, I think he said we'll talk about this in the morning.
Yeah, maybe that would have been it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I got much sleep that night, but I still laugh about that.
I slept real good.
I still laugh about that phone conversation, because I think Dad said, "What time do you think it is?" I said, "What time is it? What time do you think it is?" And I said, "I don't know. I got to tell you, it feels kind of late. I don't know that we're going to get home before midnight. I just want to let you know that right now. If we left now, maybe, but I don't. Like I said, once again, don't know what time it is. So,
yeah, no, I've been worried sick. Well, I've had similar situation with Estelle.
Mm-hmm.
She she plays in the Pleasant Band.
Yeah,
and some of their games are kind of far away.
Yeah,
and they played. Oh, I know what it was. They did a band thing up near Toledo. It's like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
So I told her, I'm like, on your way back, when you're about half an hour, 45 minutes from home, text me so that I can meet you. And it's like 11:30 at night and nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get on my phone, and iPhone's not finding her phone.
Yeah.
So her phone is shut off at this point.
Right.
And now I'm like, crap. Where is she? Where am I supposed? Like, I know that feeling as a father.
Right. Yeah.
And it's horrible.
But even today, if your kid has any sense at all, they'll use one of their friends' phones.
Which, yes, eventually she did.
Okay.
So it was fine.
But still, just imagine.
Right.
Honestly, in the past, you would have just showed up at the school when you were supposed to show up at the school, and you would have seen 100 other parents waiting there, and you'd have been like, well, I guess they're not here yet.
Right.
So, so much easier situation now. And there is phone etiquette.
There is phone etiquette.
Yeah,
is there more phone etiquette that we're missing?
I'm sure there is, but, that was enough. We'll talk about it more in the future. Hey, text or write the show on Facebook. Tell us some more phone etiquette situations that we need to rule on. What's your second thing?
So, man, I'm conflicted on this. I've actually got 2 or 3 different things.
I do too.
So I'll talk about this. Gideon, my son, has won his last couple soccer tournaments. Mm-hmm. The last 2 tournaments we were undefeated. Mm-hmm. One tournament we tied 2 games, but we didn't lose. And in the championship, it was a Sunday night. Mm-hmm. It was a night game. The game started at 8:00.
Yikes!
Gideon scored in the first half. They scored in the second half, so it's tied 1-1. We go into a 10-minute overtime, still tied 1-1. We go another 10-minute overtime, still tied 1-1. So we're like 2 hours into this second game, and they're wanting to do a shootout. And we ended up talking to the other coach and said, "Hey, let's just call it." We were both local teams far away. Like, listen, our city won tonight.
Yeah.
We came into their house. We won. We tied. Let's go home. It's a school night, whatever.
Yeah.
And so anyways, we won these last 2 tournaments. And I have run into a coach over the last 2 or 3 tournaments.
Oh, dear.
And in our league that, well, listen, you know me.
I do.
And, for the most part, I do get along with a lot of people.
You're looking to get along.
The truth is, I'm looking to get along.
I would say that's true.
I don't want to fight.
Yeah.
Having said that, I don't back away from a fight.
No, you do not.
If someone rises up, I will meet them at their level.
Right.
I can't not. Something on the inside of me springs forward.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to stop it.
Yeah. I've observed it happening.
So here's the thing. If I know that the other guy, man, I almost cussed. If I knew the other guy is a turd, okay, then it helps me prepare to not rise up to that level. If I know it in advance.
Right.
Right?
The problem with wrestling in the mud with a pig is that when you're done, both of you are dirty, but he likes it.
So which one am I?
Continue your story.
So, the first time that we faced this guy, I didn't know him. Never met him.
Yeah.
Seemed like an okay guy.
And you're like, I'm looking to get along.
Whatever,
you know,
man, I
we're
don't
both
care.
coaching youth soccer.
This guy,
Let's just assume.
it's 11 and under.
Right.
I mean, it's like little kid soccer.
Right.
I mean, it's right on the line of junior high, but it's right there.
Yeah.
This guy won't shut up. He is talking the entire game.
To you?
To everybody. To me, to the referees, to the players,
Right.
to even our own players.
Yeah.
Making comments
Really?
about our own players.
Not cool, man.
Not cool.
Yeah.
And I couldn't take it anymore. I could not take it. First of all, we're beating them.
Yeah.
And he's giving our defense a hard time. Like, is that all their defense knows how to do is just stand there and kick the ball out of bounds? Well, listen, why don't you just try to score on us?
Yeah,
Don't
right.
worry about our defense.
Sure. Yeah. You
Right?
do
Yeah,
your
our
thing.
defensive players are not the most skilled players out there. I will
Yeah.
give you that.
Why you got to crap on a bunch of 10-year-olds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's giving our own players a hard time. Like, I don't know if they can hear, but I can hear. I'm on the
Right.
sideline right beside of them.
Yeah.
Because the benches
It's
are
unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Constantly telling the referees that they made the wrong call over and over and over. Not just once. Not just like, hey, what was that call?
Right.
Probably should have been a corner. No, it was a throw-in of this team or that team. Just would not
Right.
let up. So finally,
You have to do something.
I have to do something. He said something to the referee, and he was wrong. I saw it.
Yeah.
He was flat out wrong.
Yeah.
And I turned down the line. I said, hey, let him call it.
That's good.
You know?
That's appropriate.
That is appropriate.
You're not name calling.
That's right.
You're not saying you don't know what you're talking about.
Did
You're
not
like,
go down to his
this
level.
is the guy
I'm just
that
poking a little bit,
is getting
yeah.
paid to do this today.
Yeah,
Probably
absolutely.
$10. He's here out of the
Maybe.
kindness of his heart.
Yes.
Just let this dude with the yellow shirt call it. You
So he
just do
turns
your
to
thing.
me, and he goes, what'd you say?
Oh.
Yeah. My response?
Yeah.
You heard what I said.
Oh, that's good. So you
And-
didn't repeat what you said.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Because, listen, I'm not giving into it. At which point he replies, well, let's talk about it.
Are you talking to me?
And I said, we'll talk about it after the game. He
Yeah.
goes, let's talk right now. I said, no. I said we'll talk after the game.
Man, just my sensibilities, even you retelling this story is just making me I just want to get in between you and I want to fix this conflict. That's where I'm at.
Most people would want to fix that conflict.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
I'm ready just to ramp it up
Come
even
on,
more.
let's do this.
Because I can't take it.
You also know you're right.
I am right.
Yeah.
I'm 100% right
Yeah.
on this one.
Which I've seen you take that stance when you're wrong.
there's
I'm not going to lie.
Listen.
But it is much stronger when you know you're right.
It's a righteous anger
Yeah.
is what it is.
Indignation, some might say.
I feel justified in my anger.
Uh-huh.
You follow?
Sure. No, I get it. Yeah.
He starts talking smack about he's got 8-year-olds on his team. Listen, he is the competitive boys team
Yeah.
in our league.
Yeah, he
he's
is.
actually not in our league. We're in a co-ed league. He's in the boys league. He's in an all boys
Yeah.
competitive league.
Yeah.
We are a co-ed in a rec league.
Yeah.
And he can't beat us.
No, he can't. And
Listen.
he's frustrated.
He is frustrated. And
He's
he starts talking
compensating.
about his 8-year-old kids. At which point I said, well, we have girls and some of them are 8.
Yeah. How you like that?
How do you like that? You like apples? How
Yeah.
about them apples?
Troy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just gave him that name.
No, his name's not Troy.
Okay.
I would tell you his name. Listen, I'll give you his first initial.
Okay.
It's Josh. Oh, did I say? I said the whole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it might be Joshua. I don't know.
Sure.
His first initial is J.
Okay.
And
Ends in Osh.
yeah, this guy's a dirtbag.
Oh, geez.
I mean, I can't stand
Just
him.
not a fan.
No. Listen, There's nothing to be a fan of.
Yeah.
I'm
a little familiar with the Marion soccer scene. I'm not going to lie. I might know this guy.
So I had a conversation with one of the other assistant coaches. I won't name any names.
On his team?
Yeah.
Okay.
And after the game, he did say, yeah, I mean, sometimes he can get animated and
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, not in a million years would I ever let my son play for that man.
Wow.
My son would retire from soccer at age 11 before he ever played for that coach. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Wow.
The truth is, none of these players on this field, I'm a little animated.
I get it.
None of these players on this field are going to play professional soccer. It's 1 in a million. Maybe 1 in a million. Maybe less. Maybe more.
less. Yeah.
I mean,
whatever.
greater odds.
Yeah.
1 in a million. Some of these kids might play college.
Maybe 1 in 10,000.
Well, I think it might be a little bit higher than that. But maybe not scholarship level, but I mean, they're going to play college. Some of these kids might end up playing college.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
None of these kids are doing this for a living their entire life.
Yeah.
Our goal as coaches is not necessarily to make them the best soccer player out here. Our job as coaches is to train these young boys and girls to be young men and women of our society and culture.
So I don't know this Jay character,
Josh,
yeah. But, maybe he had a bad day,
No, listen, we faced him multiple times, and he has a bad day every time he faces us.
Do you feel like anybody's ever had a conversation in which they are defending you to someone else?
Well, the assistant coach might have.
To
him separately.
What I'm saying is, like, do you think there's ever been a time where an assistant coach on your team had a conversation with somebody on the other team after the game?
Absolutely.
And said, he's really not that.
He's really not that bad of a guy.
He's not that bad. He just gets animated.
No, our head coach, because I'm the assistant coach. I'm not even the head coach.
If you're ever in Marion and have a chance to watch Jason assistant coach a soccer team, Marion's not that big. So if the game's happening, just put your ear up to the sky and just follow the sound of Jason screaming.
Did I tell you the nickname that they gave me?
I think so.
So
the Viking?
Yeah. So the head coach that I'm with, we faced each other multiple times at the Y.
Yeah.
It was a Y. It was just a rec league. These kids were all younger.
Sure.
But both of us are very animated.
Yeah.
High energy. We're going to play to win.
Yeah.
You play to win the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're coaching against each other.
Yeah.
Lots of yelling.
I'm
lots
more
of
of a
screaming.
You're more of a Bobby Knight. I'm more of a Phil Jackson. I just kind of sit back and watch, have conversations on the side. I'm not as much of a yeller as you are.
No, I'm okay being Bob
But
Knight.
that's what you
Bob Knight's a great coach.
He's one of the greatest coaches
That's
of
right.
all time.
I rise to the occasion.
Right.
So we faced her, our head coach. Her name's Cece. She's a great coach. She is a really great coach.
Yeah.
And we're facing each other. We go back and forth. We tied a couple games. I won a couple. She won a couple. The truth was it was a lot of fun. So we ended up joining forces. The parents, and she's had the same team for years.
Yeah.
The parents on her team did not know who I was
Right.
when I joined the team. And it wasn't until halfway through the year, actually after the first game when I started yelling,
As
they
you do.
realized who I was.
Oh, no, this guy's on our team.
Oh, no, that guy is the guy
Yeah.
that we used to go against.
Yeah.
And so after one of the practices, all the parents came up to me, and they're all laughing. Like, we used to have a nickname for you.
Yeah.
And I said, what was it?
Yeah.
The Viking.
Yeah. And you're like, I've had much worse
Listen,
nicknames.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
no,
would
it's not a
love to
bad
be the
thing.
Viking. Anyways.
All right. Well, I'm sorry that you had to go through that. My second thing, and you will have to go through it again, and this gentleman will probably find out that we spoke about him on the podcast.
I don't care.
So,
You know what? He can come talk to me after the game.
yeah. So did you talk to him after the
No,
game?
he actually walked by our bench, and he started talking to the other head coach. I'm packing up all of our equipment in the back. I refuse to look at him.
Why?
Because I'm going to
what are
wait
you
for him to
scared
say
of?
something to me. I'm not scared.
Oh.
I'm going to wait for him to initiate the conversation.
So you didn't want it? Were you tempted to look up and be like, "Hey, bud, let's have that talk right now"?
No, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be the bigger man. I'm not going to say a word.
Yeah.
My emotions got carried away. I'm just going to let this ride out. I'm just going to pack up our equipment and go home. Right?
Sure.
It has zero fear. The truth is, this guy knows more about soccer than I do.
Well,
No,
I
he
mean,
does.
Yeah, no, I'm just it wouldn't-
100%.
Yeah, it wouldn't be difficult.
This is. I'm not a soccer expert.
No.
Not even close.
Yeah.
But this is not the point.
Yeah.
The point is, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Stop being an idiot.
Yeah. All right. My second thing, Jason, I've made a decision. From this point forward, in my life, I will eat left-handed.
What?
I just feel like it's a good way to be ambidextrous, to
Stop.
to
Listen,
train myself.
Wait. Describe what you mean by left-handed. Are you talking silverware?
Silverware.
Or
I mean,
what
a
about
sandwich,
a hamburger?
I eat double-handed.
A piece of pizza. You double.
Yeah, if it's I don't use two hands for a piece of pizza, so a piece of pizza will be left-handed. Popcorn, left hand. Drink, left hand. Everything's going to be left-handed. Oh, we have a visitor.
Okay, hit pause. Or are we just
No, we're just come on in.
You're on the air.
Do you need something? This is my daughter, Michaela. She's bringing me my guitar. Do you want to say? I swear, if you ever interrupt my show again, okay?
It's an international podcast. People from around the world are listening right now.
How do you think you're going to go to college? It's certainly not my bank account now, okay? This show.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. All right, get out with your knowledge.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. Man, rude child. So I am going to be eating left-handed from now on.
And why?
Because, first of all, I think it'll help me not eat so fast because I eat too fast. I'm very adept at using my right. I would say I'm an expert at right-handed eating. So I think it'll make me slow down a little bit more, but it'll also train me to do things left-handed. So that way, if I were ever in an unfortunate accident and lost my right arm or hand, I could, I think, more easily transition into a left-handed lifestyle.
And that's like one of the stupidest things you've ever said.
I think it's a great idea. It's harder. Have you ever tried to eat left-handed?
No, there's no reason.
It's
to eat
harder than
left-handed.
you think, you know. But I'm gonna get good at it. I'm very excited about this. I've got 30. Well, let's say I've been feeding myself. So I'm 38 years old. So let's say I've been feeding myself for 30 years. What?
30.
I was slow to the punch on some things, but no. Let's say I've been feeding myself. Let's say 37 years, and most of that time been using my right hand. So by time I'm 74 years old, I'll be just as good with my left hand as I am now with my right hand. So I'm pretty excited about it. I don't even know how it happened. How did it happen? I don't even know. I just grabbed it with my left hand, the fork, while I was eating the other day, and I thought, I wonder what it would be like to eat with my left hand. And it was awkward. I'm not going to lie.
No, listen, I'll say this. If I'm eating like steak, I have the knife in my right hand and the fork in my left hand.
Yeah.
I'm cutting it,
I do
and
the
then
same.
I eat it with my left hand.
I do the same.
So, yeah, I do use my left hand to eat occasionally.
So try to have like some cereal left-handed.
I don't want to eat cereal
left-handed.
left-handed.
It's a strange experience.
No, I don't want to do it.
The food tastes different, like left-handed. The whole thing is weird. So,
I do think it would make me eat slower.
Well, this is the point.
Because I think right-handed, I can shovel in the food fast.
Yeah, look, what are you talking about? Yeah, exactly. So it definitely made
Have
me
you
eat
tried
slower.
to eat a Big Mac left-handed?
Well, a Big Mac is a two-handed situation. Here's the thing about left-handed. It's not the initial. Let's say you're eating spaghetti, okay? The first, 80% of the spaghetti. I don't know why I just turned super cliche Italian. The first 80% of the spaghetti, not really too difficult to eat. It's that last bit
Trying
to do that last bit of whatever you're eating, spaghetti, oatmeal, cereal. It's the last 20% that's really where the skill is involved. You just don't realize how much skill there is in eating until you start doing it left-handed. I mean, we're all very good at it. I would assume so.
I'm very good at eating.
Yeah, like if you ever watched a child try to eat, like for the first time, like with a spoon, they're awful
everywhere.
at it. They're just, But now I have a lot of sympathy for them because I've been eating left-handed.
So if you're eating like a sub, do you like a 12-inch? Do you hold it left hand up, right hand back? You support it with the right hand's closer to the mouth.
The right hand is closer to the mouth.
So you got to switch it.
So I'm going to switch it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you're eating a 12-inch sub, left hand closer to the mouth.
Exactly.
Right hand down towards the base of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about pouring a glass of milk?
Oh dear. Now that's difficult. Typically, it's left hand holding the cup, right hand pouring the milk.
You're going to have to flip it.
So I'm going to have to flip it.
You have to make that.
It's not going to be easy.
What about pouring coffee?
That's dangerous even, honestly.
I know, but listen, if you're going to do this, you have to go all the way.
I'm going to do it. I'm doing it.
What about prepping the coffee?
Now, that's a totally... I mean, I guess I can try.
It's
I mean,
still
scooping...
food.
It's, I can try.
Okay, listen, drinking, you have to.
Drinking is
And pouring the container. I think that's part of it.
I just drank left-handed. It was like the easiest thing I ever did in my life. Okay, so it's not difficult to drink left-handed.
I want to see you pour coffee with your left hand.
Eating penne pasta left-handed, not easy. Not easy.
Can you do chopsticks right-handed?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay at it because
Okay.
we go to Bibi Bop.
Okay.
It's my girls. All of my family likes it, but my girls in particular love Bibi Bop. So if we're ever in Columbus and we say let's go out to eat somewhere, they always want to go to Bibi Bop, and so and they always get chopsticks, and they'll always eat. So I'll get chopsticks too sometimes, and I'll do. And I'm getting pretty good at it. So I mean, I'm not as good as like
you could do that left-handed.
I would not do that left-handed because I can barely do that right-handed.
Well,
so
you got to. You're eating.
all right, I'll do it. You talked me into it. Sometimes I just kind of put the chopsticks together and just kind of scoop it up,
I just stab
and
stuff.
Yeah.
Use it as a fork. Put them together and
yeah,
stab it.
one can. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What is your third thing?
So, I happened to stumble across this strange, bizarre fact, and it got me thinking. The word fizzle. When you hear the word fizzle, what do you associate that with?
Fizzle.
Yes, fizzle. F-I-Z-Z-L-E.
Honestly, like I think of like something like fizzing up, fizzle. I don't honestly
Fizzle out.
Fizzle out. Like it.
My
like
thought
kinda,
would be like I have a Sprite right here.
Yeah.
Like when the carbonation goes away, it fizzles out.
Fizzles out. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would be my.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
use it in context, but if I've heard that word.
Sure. No, the
Right.
word is familiar, but then I've never sat down and thought, what does the word fizzle mean?
Or like a firework, when you light the wick,
It fizzles out.
Fizzles out.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
All right.
So
okay.
the word fizzle,
it's in
part of the-
context. That's what it means to us, anyway.
that's what it means to us. It's part of the English language, and it has been for a long time.
Sure.
In the dictionary, the English Oxford Dictionary of the 1400s. So we're talking even before Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue, which was 1492,
As we all know.
according to the song at least. The word fizzle in the 1400s, England, means break wind quietly.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Break wind quietly.
Yeah.
It's a stinker.
It's a stinker. Well, is a stinker a quiet one?
Well, listen, that got me thinking. That's the whole point. How many different fart words do we know? So I made a list.
Okay.
These are different fart words.
All right.
Verified. Ones that I came up with myself from our own memory as children,
Okay.
and then ones that I discovered online.
Oh, okay. So you did research.
I did a little research on this one.
All right.
Obvious, passing gas.
Sure.
That's an obvious one. Flatulence.
Yeah, I feel like passing gas is the most kind of appropriate thing to say
Yes.
if you're trying to be proper.
I need to pass gas.
All right. I'm sorry I passed gas.
Toot.
Okay. I like that one.
Poot.
I feel like poot implies
You're getting ready to do more than a toot.
right. It's
Yeah.
like halfway.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Okay.
Okay, so these are different options. Rip one,
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
break wind. I mean, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Cut the cheese.
Yeah. Cut the cheese is great. I
mean,
love
yeah,
cut the cheese.
Cut the cheese.
Uh-huh.
Fart.
Fart is classic.
Ninja fart.
Oh, well, so there's a fizzle, right?
That is a fizzle situation.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Silent but deadly.
Yeah. I mean, it's a phrase,
It's a term.
but it's a kind of
it's a kind of fart.
fart. Okay.
Silent but violent.
Oh,
Remember
silent
that?
but violent.
I forgot
I feel
about
like
that.
we made that up.
It's online.
Really?
It's on the internet.
Really?
Silent but violent.
Okay.
It is part of the English language.
All right. Okay.
For passing
I
gas.
didn't know that. I would have
For
assumed
fizzling.
that was one that we just made
Listen,
up.
Jeremy Stabill had the most silent but violent that we have ever
I've not
experienced.
thought of Jeremy in a long time, but you're right. He did.
We were in a Volkswagen Rabbit,
Yeah.
1983 Volkswagen Rabbit, and we had just gone to White Castle and then
Yeah.
went bowling.
Yeah.
So all the White Castle juices are flowing.
Right. While he's bowling. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get in the car, we start driving. He had a silent but violent. And literally, we stopped the car and everybody got out. It was that bad.
He's just crying, laughing so hard.
It was pretty
I
bad.
feel like global warming can be tracked back to that day.
Come to think of it, that's about when Al Gore came up with the idea.
I mean,
Yeah.
that might have ripped a hole in the atmosphere.
Okay, stinker,
Stinker's good.
squeaker.
I've not used that one. I mean, I know what it
Some
means.
of these I'm going to start using.
Yeah.
Pull my finger.
Okay.
Okay, now let's,
Yeah.
it's associated with it. Okay, here's some good ones. These are ones that I've not used, but I'm ready. It's on my agenda to use.
You're gonna fold them into the
A tushy cough.
tushy cough.
A tushy cough. Harmonic distortion.
Harmonic distortion. That just sounds like a musical term.
Beef.
Oh man, I totally just beefed one.
Stepped on a frog.
Stepped on a frog.
Yeah, there's also stepped
Okay.
on a duck.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
I use that with my kids
Yeah,
occasionally.
that
Man, I
was
just
good.
stepped on a frog.
Right.
An African barking spider.
I don't understand. Barking spider?
It's an African barking spider.
Okay. I didn't see that coming. Next.
An airbender.
An airbender. Man, that was an airbender.
A turba.
What?
A tuba solo.
A tuba solo. I like it.
A bum burp.
A bum burp. That's similar to a tushy cough. I like
It
that.
is. A bum burp.
Did you just bum burp? Burp?
Oh gosh. A Dutch oven.
Dutch oven.
It's a classic. An anal sneeze.
Some of these. Nobody says that.
They do.
Nobody says that.
No, they do. I'm going to start using
An
that.
anal sneeze?
Windy pops.
Wendy Pops?
Yeah, Windy pops. I got the Windy
This is-
pops. Man,
These
I got
must
the
be
Windy
from
pops.
like this. That must be like Australian or something.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Okay. A stink whistle.
Stink whistle.
A stink whistle. A Chewbacca.
A Chewbacca.
Yes. Yes.
Wait a minute. Is that the verb, or I mean, is that I just Chewbacca'd?
Do your
Dude,
Chewbacca.
did you just Chewbacca?
I've had a couple.
Okay.
Crop circle.
Crop circle.
Yeah.
Now I've heard of crop dusting.
Crop dusting. There's also crop
I know
circle.
I know crop dusting
I think
because the
that's
guy
also on
that
my list here.
we both know, who
You
his
crop
name's
dust.
Mike. You worked at Sam's Club with him.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So Mike was friends with still is friends with my in-laws, my wife's parents. And he would go over to the house because he worked for my wife's dad, for my father-in-law.
Yeah.
And they literally had to buy a new couch. This is not hyperbole. I'm not making this up. They had to buy a new couch because he farted in it so much. Like, it was a permanent stink. Nobody, I don't know. I mean, Jeremy Stabil might have the most potent, but nobody more often than Mike. And Mike was training me how to work once. We were doing drywall finishing, and he would like to... The way that it goes is somebody goes ahead of you and then you follow them. And he would wait till he would hold it in as long as he could and wait till he get into a closet that has a small opening and just let it go. And they're like, all right, man, your turn. And then you go in and you would just pass out. And every time he's like, man, I just crop dusted you.
Oh, that's funny. Baking brownies.
Baking brownies.
Yes.
Okay.
Mexican.
I feel like baking brownies is what happens before the stink whistle.
Well, you're baking the brownies.
I feel like that's the...
There's
okay.
an aroma. When you start baking brownies,
All
there's
right.
an aroma.
Somebody baking brownies?
Mexican thunder.
I'm liking bacon brownies the more I think about it, to be honest with you.
I'm baking some brownies.
Well, I like the thought of being in a room full of people and be like, who is baking some brownies in here? Man, somebody's baking some brownies in here.
Oh,
I didn't like it at first, but the more I let it kind of like simmer, I like it.
I'm gonna use that. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. A hot pocket.
Hot pocket, I like that. Mm-hmm.
Suicide bunt.
Suicide bunt. It's a baseball term.
Dirty bagpipes.
Dirty bagpipes?
Dirty bagpipes.
Well, how use it in a sentence? I don't understand that one. Would be dirty bagpiped? Is that what you would have done?
Man, I got the dirty bagpipes.
Man, I don't know where it came from, but somebody's playing some dirty bagpipes. I guess that's how you use it.
Oh, okay. Twist a grumpy.
Twist a grumpy?
Twist a grumpy.
Man, Phil, I had some beans yesterday. I've been twisting grumpies all day.
Beef stew.
Beef stew.
It's a little bit different than just beef.
Okay.
Old Man Jenkins.
Old Man Jenkins. Is it just me or did Old Man Jenkins just walk in the door?
A loose deuce.
Okay. Well, that's not a fart.
Listen.
That implies evacuation.
Well, if it's loose and bouncing around.
That implies evacuation.
A disturbance in the force.
I like that one.
Backdrafting.
Backdrafting is good. So far, baking brownies and Old Man Jenkins are my favorite too.
A trouser trumpet.
A trouser trumpet. Now that's old timey British.
Who brought the trouser trumpet?
Hello. Someone just let off a trouser trumpet.
Deuce juice.
Deuce. No. So once again, I think we're on to a different category.
Conflatulations.
How long is this list?
I'm almost done. Conflatulations.
I feel like I've heard that one.
Flagellate.
Flagellate.
And congratulations.
Oh, so like after, hey, conflatulations.
Yes.
You just let one go. Okay.
Morning thunder.
Morning thunder.
Yes.
Okay.
I associate with that one.
Can I give a tip to the people?
Yeah.
This is a strange tip. You know, I don't know if it'll help you in life. But you ever wake up, and let's say it's a day that you could sleep in a little bit longer, and the only thing that makes you want to get out of bed is the fact that you have to pee. You know what I mean? Like, I just have to go to bed. If you have some morning thunder, it can relieve some of the pressure to allow you to get another 30 minutes of sleep. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but if you rip off a big Old Man Jenkins, it'll clear up some space.
A bowel howl.
A bowel howl. That's a mouthful. Hopefully not.
A bum whistle.
Bum whistle.
Yeah.
I feel like we've covered that territory.
A bear cough.
Uh-huh.
Hippo.
I'm glad. Listen, if you're listening to the show for the first time, society and culture, by the way,
both.
which is what we're in, you're getting a real good peek into Jason's just general sense of humor. The guy that says Dumb and Dumber doesn't hold up.
Hippo giggles.
Hippo giggles. Man, Timmy's had the hippo giggles all day.
Fart and dart.
Fart and dart. Well, that's okay.
Popcorn fart.
Okay.
A Cincinnati air freshener.
All right, I got a new favorite. A Cincinnati air freshener.
Okay, last one. This is the last one. This is my favorite. An air poop.
Yeah, I like baking brownies. I like Cincinnati air freshener, and I like Old Man Jenkins is definitely going in my vernacular. Like tomorrow, tonight.
Who's breaking brownies?
Dude, somebody's baking brownies in this place. Old Man Jenkins. That should be the name of this episode.
Old Man Jenkins.
Old Man Jenkins.
Okay.
Society and culture. There it is. All right, I got one more thing, and then we can wrap it up with our Netflix suggestion of the week. Another thing, it shouldn't take too long. I'm sending out an email to a group of professionals that work in the same field as I do. And so it's a group email, and I get a response with a question. I answer the question, and the guy who I don't know, his response to me is, "Thanks, buddy."
Yes.
Does that bother you when people call you buddy?
It means they don't know your name.
He knows my name. It's on the header of the email. I signed it off. Like,
in real life, when that happens, it's because they don't know your name.
yeah, but when they do know your name,
I don't mind buddy as much as bud.
I don't like
Bud.
buddy. I don't like bud. I don't like chief. I don't like any of that.
Son.
Son. No, I don't like son. Especially we're on the same,
Yeah.
right? Like if it's somebody that's, above me, that's obviously,
yeah.
Like a pecking order or whatever. If they called me son, I wouldn't have a problem with that, But buddy, I just don't like it. And do you think that's something wrong with me? Do you think I
Yes.
should just get over it?
Get over it. Is he from the South?
No, I don't think so. He's from this area.
Okay.
I feel like a thanks
Is he
buddy.
Is he older than you?
No,
He's younger than you, or same age?
I'd say the same.
You're thinking too much about it. I think
don't
he's
know.
just trying to be polite.
I'm not a fan.
Is there more to this story?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy. I mean, I also could talk about Apple Crisp, but there's not too much to talk about. I just like Apple Crisp, and because my wife made some.
I
And,
love Apple Crisp.
Homemade Apple Crisp is not something I've had in a long time.
Yes.
And it was phenomenal.
Yes.
And it's a good thing that I don't have it at my house all the time because
You'd
I would
be
weigh
400 pounds.
7,000 pounds because I ate it every night. I couldn't not
Yeah.
eat it. And every time with a giant scoop of ice cream, it was amazing.
Yes.
I love. Is there anything better in the world than good warm Apple Crisp with a scoop of vanilla ice cream?
No, there's nothing better.
In a black cup of coffee. Give me
Yeah.
a black cup of coffee, scoop of vanilla ice cream on warm Apple Crisp.
Yeah.
Put an episode of Frasier on, and my night is set.
Did you finish Great British Bake Off?
I did.
Yeah.
Should we talk about it?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody watches, but I was disappointed. Steph didn't win.
I predicted that David would win.
You
I
did.
actually have a story about this. So really quickly,
Okay.
we invite some people over to watch it. So we've got some friends that we go to church with that we found out like the show. And so we said, hey, everybody come over Friday night. The episode releases. Bring something. We found out that they're making a chocolate cake. So my wife made a chocolate cake.
Yes.
And somebody else made an illusion because the final thing was an
Right.
illusion dessert. They made cupcakes that look like coffee cups,
Okay.
And so anyway, so we're having this party for the great. I'm very excited. I've never watched the show with other people,
Yes. Yes.
So I'm very excited. And
Could we get together like a Marion club?
there should be, and
Like
we
could
all
like
the baking
is there a
goods.
bakery, like a bakery or
Yeah.
some store here in town?
That's a good idea.
We could all get together and watch
That's
it.
a really good idea.
Yeah.
It's really popular. Everybody loves it. So first of all, my prediction was David from the moment that I found out who was the final three. I said David's going to win because I felt like he was the coolest under pressure. I felt like Steph and what's the other girl's name? I forget. Alice would. I feel like they wouldn't take the pressure as well. He just seemed very cool, very calm, very collected. Like he could handle the moment in a way that I'm not sure that they could have. So that was my prediction. Well, the first couple comes over to the house, and the other couple gives us a text, hey, we're running behind. We got stuck behind a train. We'll be there in 10 minutes. Okay. So we're sitting there, and we're talking about, who we think's going to win, so on and so forth. And she's like, I have to admit something. I said, what? And she goes, well, I was doing some research because I couldn't remember past winners, and I was thinking about past episodes,
Yeah.
and I accidentally saw one. And I was like, oh, my gosh. I was like, that stinks. She's like, don't worry. I won't tell you who he is. I won't.
Oh.
And I was like,
Who
what did you
he-
just say?
who he is?
Who he is?
What did you say?
And her husband was like, the moment she said that, he was like, what? Like he was, he felt really bad for her.
Because it was two girls and a guy.
Yeah. So I know, so going into the episode, I knew who was going to win. But
Right.
then this other couple that comes, I feel like, so I say, all right, let's not tell
Spoil
them
it for
that we all
everybody.
know. It's not even,
Oh, yeah,
we don't
yeah.
even let them know that we know.
Right,
Let's
right,
all
right.
just enjoy the show together. So the whole time I was like, I wonder what's going to happen. Although in hindsight, there's never
was
been
a
a more
runaway with it,
obvious
yeah.
winner. Right? There was
Absolutely,
no
right.
drama at the end.
No.
It was very,
Well,
very
and
obvious.
so that goes into line of, do you give the winner that particular episode or body of work. Because body of work, it's Steph. Steph won Baker of the Week like 8 times.
I think
David came in second.
I do feel like body of work comes into play when
If it's close.
an absolute tie.
Right.
I do feel that way. But when whoever won or lost that episode, I mean, it should stand on its own.
Yeah.
It should stand on its own, particularly the final, because
Yeah.
your body of work got you to this point.
Yeah, that's
now,
right.
can you handle the
listen,
pressure?
Steph fell apart.
I was crying with her. I was
Yeah.
like, I can't. When her lip went out, like
Yeah.
I'm a dad
well,
now.
Like those, what was the thing?
Souffles?
The souffles, or
And they
whatever.
were falling
And
apart.
they fell apart. That was like awful.
And she starts crying, and I'm crying.
Well, and I honestly, I teared up when Alice's parents said that they weren't going to be able to make it.
Yeah, the whole thing was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So now we have to wait for another. Did you
There's
know
a Christmas one, right? There's a holiday.
Yeah, but it's truncated.
Listen,
it's not the full
but
thing.
It'll give me something.
Did you know why this one released weekly?
No.
Because this is the first time that the American audience is caught up with the British audience. Like, the British audience was watching it like a day or two before us. Like, it was releasing on BBC, apparently, like a day or two before.
We're live.
So, yeah, we're live. Like,
Okay.
we're before, in the past, we'd be like a year behind or something like
Right.
that. So, apparently, that's what it was explained to me as. So, it's sad that I don't have the Great British Baking Show in my life now.
I think next season, whenever it rolls around, I think we should do a fan club, like a get whatever that I don't know
get
what they
together
call
at the
it.
library and
Yeah.
everybody watch the Great British Baking Show together.
Although I don't want to eat general public food that people bring in because you don't know.
I will say this too. After watching it with your group, there is a sense of like, it was fun. I liked it, and I would have done it again, but yet I missed a lot because we're talking
right.
the whole time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where I feel like if you're in a big group of people, you're going to have a lot of people talk. And I'm like, I kind of want to watch the show, guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to talk about your truffles or whatever. I don't want to talk about the dessert you brought either.
So maybe that's a bad idea.
Yeah. All right. So what is your Netflix suggestion of the week, Jason?
Okay, I'm going to steer left a little bit on this.
Okay.
I'm actually going
politically? Because you rarely do.
No, stop. Don't even joke.
Well, okay.
This is not, no. I'm as hard right-wing as they come.
Well, okay.
There's not a
wait
left
a minute,
wing
within
within me.
Just stop with that. You're not as hard right as they come, because as hard right as they come would be like Adolf Hitler. So
It's pretty close. No.
All right.
Okay, so I'm breaking away from movies and TV.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to give you a music album.
Oh, stop. I know what you're going to do.
No, you're not.
You want to bet?
Yeah, you probably do know.
Okay.
Listen, it's been on repeat for the last 2 weeks in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Every car ride, every van trip, the kids love it.
And you realize that, like, if Kanye West knew that you were, like, the one that loves his album, like, that wouldn't make him very happy.
I don't care.
Like, hey, Kanye.
I don't care.
A white dude in Marion, Ohio thinks that you're the best rapper that ever.
No,
like,
I don't. I don't think that.
You just love the album. The album is called Jesus is King.
Jesus is King. I do love the album.
Apparently, Kanye West is a Christian,
Yeah.
according to his own.
Yeah. No, listen, I've seen a lot of his stuff recently.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched a lot of his conversations with interviews and things like that. And I feel like he's straightening out a lot. He's starting to wake up to a lot of things that he was blind to. Having said that, he's going to make mistakes. He's going to say stupid things. I watched a whole interview with him. He dropped the F-bomb like 30 times.
Yeah.
So, like, he's not like a perfect example of what you would want your
But
kids
you feel
to
like
be.
he's trying.
Oh, absolutely. I really do feel like
Apparently,
that.
his daughter dressed up like the devil for Halloween.
Yeah, whatever.
Devil is a Bible character, though.
That is true.
You can't deny that.
The point is this. It's a good album.
I listened to a little bit of it.
Top to bottom, you got to listen to the whole thing.
It's fine.
No, listen. You don't understand. You don't get it. You don't get it.
How much music do you listen to every day?
Well, of Kanye, a lot.
You do lock onto an album or a song.
More than anybody I know.
I listen to more music. Anyway, it's fine. If you like it, you're allowed to like it. I'm not going to sit here and say you couldn't like it, but it's fine. The album, it is modern rap music that just doesn't have a lot going on for it musically. It's
What are you
just
talking about?
I've listened to it, man. It's just not impressive. musically.
Why you did
to me?
Why you?
I liked the lyrics that I heard. I was like, I kind of like that.
What you think is? I don't understand what you want from it.
I want more music and less just backbeat and lazy rapping.
Why do you hate? You're a hater.
I'm not a hater.
You
I
are
just
a
don't
hater.
care for it. I feel like there are other people that are better.
Listen, it's not a competition.
Well, it kinda
music is
is.
something to enjoy.
Well, I don't enjoy it. And I can only listen to one thing at a time, so in a way it is a competition, and they're all competing for our airtime. And if I'm going to listen to rap, so admittedly, I'm not going to listen to rap on purpose. But if I'm going to, there are other people that I'd rather listen to than him.
Okay. Be a hater.
NF is pretty good.
Who? I'm more of a Triple E guy.
Stop.
What? I like Triple E.
I'm sure you do.
What is wrong with you? Why do you hate?
You know what? You know what we should do? Friend of the show, Dave Caminetti.
Yes.
We can both agree that he knows more about this subject than both of us, right?
Yes.
I would be curious, Dave, if you're listening, or Joe, if you're listening, let Dave know. We want
Joe, we don't care about you. No.
Joe, let me just be real clear about this. We don't give a flying. What was the Mr. Oliver? What was the
Old Man Jenkins.
We don't give a flying old man Jenkins what you think.
What your opinion
What
of this
your
album
musical
is.
opinion is. It means less than nothing to us. We desperately want to know what your brother thinks. So if you could just get him in contact with us, and then Dave can call into the show and give his official review of the album.
Listen,
and maybe he'll prove me wrong.
Record it yourself and email
Yeah,
it to
give
us.
me
We'll throw it in there.
voicemail, whatever. Yeah, however you get it to us. We want your review on Jesus is King.
Top to bottom, the whole thing.
Be critical. Be
whatever he
or
wants.
like it or
Yes.
just be as honest.
Okay,
as you
and let
can
me
be.
say this though. The truth is this: it's more than just the music. It's more than just the lyrics. To me, it's the story behind it.
What's the story?
Kanye West finding Jesus.
Yeah.
Is there a better story? Someone who's lost that's now found? There is no better story. It's the best story that there is. And it just so happens to be a
I
celebrity.
think we're all just hoping that that's the story. I think
Listen,
it's where
why are
we're
you
at.
so critical?
I'm not critical.
No, you hate on everything.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Listen, Bob Dylan found Jesus one time too, and then he went off the deep end.
And he lost him?
I don't know. But Bob Dylan went off the deep end to drugs and alcohol and women and whatever else. Bob Dylan's first Grammy ever was a Christian album.
Slow Train Coming.
Slow Train Coming. It was a great album.
Yeah.
I love that album. That's a great album.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there's more to it.
Okay.
So in the evaluation, it's not just straight notes and music.
Well,
it's not just straight lyrics.
So we're just going to we'll put it out there. Dave, we want your opinion. Okay? So
yes.
we're both very curious. I'm happy to be wrong because I don't listen
You
to
are
rap
wrong.
music.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not I listened to it, I heard it, and I thought this sounds like all the other crap that everybody else is putting out right now. It just doesn't interest me at all.
Okay,
so
that's fine. You could be wrong.
That
It's
was
okay.
my opinion. I gave it I listened to like 3 or 4 songs.
You didn't even try.
All right, I'll listen to the full thing.
Full album, top to bottom, 3 times.
3? I don't.
It's a
think
30-minute
so.
album. It's
I've been
actually
listening
really
a
short.
lot to this Icelandic composer named Olafur Arnalds, and I like him a lot right now. So
You and your newspaper, your house slippers and house jacket.
while I watch the news,
Listening to something on vinyl.
yeah, all of my radio stations are programmed to NPR. Yep.
You don't ever touch the FM part of the dial.
No, gosh, no. Oh, jeez. I specifically ordered a vehicle that doesn't even carry an FM signal.
Yeah, it's only AM.
It's AM only, yeah. And a portable record player that sits in the car as well for my vinyl.
Over the railroad tracks, you lift
Jason,
up the needle.
you just don't even understand. Vinyl has just such a depth to
Stop.
it that
Stop.
your compressed digital music will never have.
Stop.
There's like a deepness to the music. Like
Okay.
it fills
What is
the
your
room
Netflix suggestion
even
of the
more.
week?
Can I have 2 suggestions?
No, you have one. Use it wisely. Save the other one for next week.
All right, then I'll do one I'll save Bob Ross for next week, and I won't even mention it now. I'll save the fact that if you want to take a nap and turn something on Netflix, like that will immediately put you to sleep.
Bob Ross.
Just turn on Bob
Okay,
Ross.
I'm okay with that.
That's not what I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
That I watched Bob Ross this week with my kids, and it just took me back to my childhood. I'm not even going to mention that.
Okay.
I watched the new movie that came out on Netflix called The King. It's about it's like 13th century King Henry takes over the throne. It's historical, so it's historical fiction, but it is ultimately about the peace treaty that England and France make, and it's called The King, and it stars I don't remember the actor's name, but it's rated R, so I wouldn't watch it with probably my girls. But I would watch it with Levi because really the only reason it's rated R, there's some choice words that I'm not sure they used back then. But so there's some words that are inappropriate, but it's not littered throughout cussing at all. And violence, like some of the death scenes are pretty. There's a beheading scene that leaves nothing to the imagination. But it's a really, really good movie. And those are the reasons for its rating. It doesn't have like a lot of like sexual content or anything like that that would make you be like, why do they got to do this? So I would actually watch it with my son. It was really good. It's called The King. It's a Netflix original that just dropped, I think, this week. And the soundtrack is actually pretty good too. You can listen to the soundtrack on. I know I listen to it on iMusic, but I assume Spotify or wherever you listen to music. So The King on Netflix. If you like that sort of like Braveheart.
Yeah.
Sort of era, Monty Python era, not a comedy, but if you like that sort of thing, then you will like this. Really well done. I was very impressed.
Okay,
The
sounds
King.
good.
All right, is that it?
Yes. Did we promise anything for next week?
I don't care. Well, hopefully, what happened was. Hopefully what we'll get next week is Dave's review of Jesus is King.
Yes.
In fact, I will text him right now as soon as the show's over and just let him know that we have a disagreement about the Kanye West album.
Well, listen,
and we want his
feel
review.
like he needs to listen to the show and then respond.
Well,
because, listen, if you text him, don't hold your mic like that. If you text him, you are going to...
No, all I will say is Jason and I have a disagreement about the Kanye West album. And we want your official review of the album for the show.
Yes.
Right? So that doesn't taint. All
You
it says
can't-
is,
yeah.
it doesn't say I like it and you don't or you like it. It doesn't.
Right.
It just says we have a disagreement and we want his official review to be the official music reviewer of Loud Road Radio.
Like a 3-minute review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more than that. And please don't have Joe on with you. I mean, we couldn't even, honestly.
Unless Dave disagrees with me and Joe does, then yes, I
Same here.
desperately need Joe to be on the show. Listen, I'll text Joe, you text Dave.
We'll get this done. Whatever gets the opinion that we want. All right. Well, that's it. That's a show. This is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.